Well, it's where to begin. It's kind of the beginning of a new tour in my mind because the 50th anniversary tour that should have happened in 2020, I think we can call officially over now that there's a new album. This tour will be more about the new album and less about the 50 years. And that doesn't mean, of course, that the album's going to be the only thing people will hear or those songs on it, but there'll be more of an emphasis on the new songs than I've been doing in the last couple of years worth of shows. They're solo shows. That's a point. People sometimes, want to know if it's just me or if there's a band or whatever. So these are solo shows, and it'll be me and some guitars on stage, pretty much. Well, it's an album of new songs that are the product of this period of time that we've been talking about, from the COVID shutdown to now. The most recent of them was written just before we went in the studio back in the fall. And they cover a range of topics. There's a lot of... I'm just trying to reduce this to sort of terms that make sense, but the songs are a reflection of my own sort of interest in spirituality, and of also my response to this is true of all of my songs, really. They come from an emotional response to something I'm confronted with, so they reflect the stuff that we've all been confronted with during this period of time, not just COVID, but the increasing kind of rage of a lot of people in society, a lot, and the attendant rudeness that goes with that, and the kind of polarization and everything so that's all in there. Musically, it's a pretty typical album of mine. It's quite eclectic, primarily acoustic based stuff. It's not a rock record, although we got a couple of songs that kind of rock on it with difficulty. There's in this case, it's obviously, as I mentioned at the beginning, like there'll be a lot of emphasis on the new songs, on the songs from the new album, but and there are certain songs that I feel I have to play because people will feel cheated if they don't get to hear them. But then once you've got those, what else do you do? And it's a question of trying to sort of put in some older stuff or various things from here and there that I feel like playing that fit with the things that need to be there. I'm still working that out as to exactly what the repertoire will be for this tour. But the one thing I know for sure is that there will, songs like Wondering Where the Lions Are, or Lovers in a Dangerous Time will be in the shows because I think people want to hear those songs, and there'll be a lot of. I won't be doing the whole new album in each show, but it'll be well represented. So but I haven't figured out how that's all going to fit together yet. In terms of the performance, it's me sitting there with some guitars, playing the songs, and there's talk. I mean, I don't just play the songs and smile at people. I sometimes I talk too much. Some people would tell you anyway, but it's just it's like being the host at a reception or something in a way. A reception makes it sound too formal, but I feel like if I'm there in front of an audience, it's my job to make them feel welcome, to communicate what I have to communicate, and to try to facilitate that sharing of energy that I mentioned, and so that's what the shows are about. The songs are a vehicle for that, and people will hear a bunch of songs, and they'll hear a bunch of guitar playing, and they'll probably hear some talk, which may or may not be interesting for them, but hopefully will be. There's a few of these songs that I've been playing in the shows that in the last couple of years, but only a few, and so I'm really kind of curious to hear and sense how the songs will be received by people, and it's a big question mark for me, but it's a kind of welcome one and an exciting one because I like these songs and I like the album and I'm anxious to get out there and show it off.